Well, it's an exciting day on the homestead. Today we get to start planting in the ground. Hi everybody, welcome to Living Traditions Homestead. My name is Sarah and today is exciting for me. We get to do some planting actually in the ground. There are a couple cold weather crops that we're going to be seeding in one of our raised beds, and so priority number one is to get that raised bed ready. Let me show you kind of where we're at with that raised bed. So over here in this section we have 3 different raised beds, here, and then my herb bed over here. And we're actually going to be working today on this middle raised bed, and there are a couple things that I need to accomplish here. I need to pull back all of this straw, and you can see that there are weeds and things in there. So I need to pull those out, and I need to see how compact all of that dirt is. I'm going to be planting some things in there that need to grow down in the dirt, so I need to make sure that the soil is not too compact. So I am going to get started. As we were digging out weeds from the other garden, I noticed that there were a couple wild strawberry plants in there. And since I haven't had really good luck with any strawberries that I've tried to plant in this garden, I decided to dig up those 3 and transplant them into this raised bed garden. And hopefully I have a little bit more luck. I know that wild strawberries really don't produce big berries. They probably don't produce as many either, but something would be better than nothing, which is currently the case.
Well, this was our raised bed where we raised our popcorn last year, and I'll admit I was neglectful after we harvested the popcorn. I never got back out here to pick weeds or pull all the stalks out and all that, so it seemed like just too big of a mess to have to try to pull everything out now. So I'm just lighting it up, burning it all off. It should kill out all the weeds and get it ready for planting again this year.
Well, the raised bed, it's all weeded finally. You know, there were so many weeds in there that we ended up having to basically till up the entire thing. But now it's all smoothed over. We're gonna put the straw back on top and make rows in there before we start planting. Now, we're gonna be doing the cold weather seeds that mostly grow in the ground. So we're going to be doing turnips, carrots, and beets in these beds. We'll divide it in 3, and I'm actually going to plant half of those seeds of each kind now, and then the other half I'll plant in a couple weeks, so we don't have everything harvesting at the same time. It will be less work for me to preserve these things, and it will stretch out the time frame that we have to potentially sell some of this produce at the farmer's market. So back to work. Okay, well, let's get planting here. Let's talk about what we're planting. We're going to be planting beets, and the variety we're going to be planting is early wonder beets. They hopefully will be ready. It says they're 48 days, so that's really fast. Maybe all beets are that fast and I just don't remember. And we're going to be planting turnips. They're from Baker Creek, and they're called Purple Top White Globe, which is a really common, kind of foolproof turnip. And then we're going to be planting some carrots. Now I have 3 types of carrots. I have the, are they the Danvers or the Scarlet Nantes? They're the Scarlet Nantes, and I grow those all the time. Danvers are good too. So I have those. I have Cosmic Purple, which were given away free at Baker Creek last year. And then a friend of mine gave me a bunch of red cord Chantenay carrot seeds. So I'm actually going to mix them together and then plant them and see what we get. I think it'll be a pretty mix, not only for our family, but if we have some extra and sell it at the farmer's market, I think it'll be super attractive. So I'm gonna start with the carrot seeds, because the nice thing about carrot seeds is you just sow them on top of the ground. You don't have to dig and cover them up and that kind of thing. So it'll be nice and easy. So I'm gonna start with carrots. It worked out that the whole raised bed ended up making 15 rows. So I'll do 5 rows of beets, 5 rows of carrots, 5 rows of turnips. And because I'm gonna do them 2 weeks apart, I think I'm gonna start with 3 rows, and then in 2 weeks I will plant the other 2 rows. Okay, beets are next, and actually what I wanted to tell you, maybe you didn't know, maybe you already did, that beet seeds are actually seed pods. So the seeds itself, the seed pod is kind of big. It's, smaller than a pea, but it's big in comparison to a lot of the other seeds, but it is actually a seed pod. So when you plant one of these, you're going to get several seeds that germinate, hopefully at least one. And so you'll need to go back when your seedlings are, big enough, and you'll want to trim back the extra ones. You don't want multiple to grow, or they'll bolt and they won't grow as well. So once these guys are up, I'll have to go back and thin all of these beet seedlings. Beets you plant every 1 to 2 inches. I'm gonna probably go 2 inches so I don't have to thin as much, and no farther down than about a ½ inch. Okay, the last thing for the day is these turnips, and we're gonna plant those like the others in 3 rows. I'm gonna rough up the soil a little bit and put it down. These really don't need to be sown very deeply at all. If you just rough up the dirt and put them down, and then just kind of cover it up with the dirt that's next to it, pat it down, it should be fine. Now when you're planting turnips, you want to plant them about 4 to 6 inches apart, so that you don't have to waste too many plants thinning those out. 4 to 6 inches is going to allow them enough room to grow, and their greens to grow up nice and tall and full. Well, I'm all finished with everything, and thank goodness, because it is the end of the afternoon. It's time for me to go do afternoon chores with the animals, and then I need to get started on dinner. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me plant the very first seeds for 2018 in the ground. I am so happy to be outside working in the dirt. If you liked what you saw here, I am sure you're going to like our previous videos and our videos coming up. So now is a great time to hit the subscribe button below. Hey, if you liked this particular video, go ahead and share that with your family and friends. Leave us a comment too, or a question. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, you guys, thanks so much for stopping by the homestead. Take care and God bless.